Respected great friends, welcome you all. Salutations, gratitudes, wishes, and prayers that our life is beautiful inner and outer, making it convenient for our sadhana. Let's continue with the study of Yoga Vaashishtha Maharamayana to strengthen our knowledge regarding reality as well as the means for it. Out of six, the third Utpatthi Prakaranam we are studying Leelopakhyanam. In that 27th Sarga, Leela Janmantara Varnanam, we are seeing almost we are through that these are the various lives Leela recollects. She has gone through earlier out of the 800 of them which are known to us. Only to reveal to all of us that what we study in other Shastras, that if the Jiva in me has not realized the self in all as oneself, he will be going through the transmigration, the Janma Marana, Parampara Samsara that is given here. In case of Leela, she remembers all of that, then she doesn't want further continuation of samsara, therefore, abiding in the identity with Chidakasha. Let us conclude this sarga today, then enter into the next one, 28th, in which we will see the GIRI GRAAMA VARNANAM. In that, in the beginning portion, everything is one, pure Chidakasha alone. That truth will be told by Mother Saraswati or Vasishthaji to Rama, then the Giri Grama Varnana. Okay. Om 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 Sahanavavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhetamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shante Shante Shante. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo. Om Yairime Gurubihi Purvam. Om Shankaram Shankaracharyam. Om Sri Rama Rama Rameti. Om Brahmanandam Paramasukadam. Parabrahmane Shrutimatre समस्त ब्रह्म भक्ति योग धर्म विद्या आचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मत् गुरुभ्यो नमः. श्री रामचंद्र परब्रह्मणे नमः. श्री वशिष्ठादि ऋषिभ्यो नमः. श्री योग वासिष्ठ महारामायण शास्त्रम तृतीय उत्पत्ति प्रकरणम लीलोपाख्याने लीना लीला जन्मांतर वर्णनं नाम सप्तविंशतम सर्गः. तदनन्तरं गिरिग्राम वर्णनं नाम अष्टाविंशः सर्गः. मंगलाचरण श्लोकाः. ओम यतः सर्वाणि भूतानि प्रतिभान्ते स्थितानि च यत्रैवोपशमं यान्ते तस्मै सत्यात्मने नमः. ज्ञाता ज्ञानं तथा ज्ञेयं द्रष्टा दर्शनदृश्यभूः कर्ता हेतुः क्रिया यस्मात् तस्मै ज्ञप्त्यात्मने नमः. स्फुरन्ति सीकरा यस्माद् आनन्दस्याम्बरे वनौ सर्वेषां जीवनं तस्मै ब्रह्मानन्दात्मने नमः. दिवि भूमौ तथाकाशे बहिरन्तश्च मे विभुः यो विभात्यवभासात्मा तस्मै सर्वात्मने नमः. ॐ सत्यं ज्ञानमनन्तमेकमजरं नित्यं विभुं शाश्वतं प्रत्यग्ब्रह्मरसायनं सुखगनं पूर्णं परं पावनं स्वात्मज्योतिरनादिमध्यनिधनं मायाविलासैर्मुहुः विश्वाकारमपास्तमायमभयम् वन्दे विशुद्धं पदं. ज्ञानादेवात्मनो मोक्षः न तु कर्मसमाधिभिः. अज्ञातोऽसौ स्वसदृश्यं सृजत्येव यति कीर्त्यते. तस्मै श्रीगुरवे वसिष्ठमुनये नित्यं नमस्कुर्महे. विश्वामित्रमुनिं शरण्यमनघं भूयो नमस्याम्यहं. तस्मै वाल्मीकये श्री गुरुतमगुरवे भूरिभावैर्नता स्मः पूर्णानन्दस्वभावः स्वजनहितकृते माययोपात्तकायः कारुण्यादुद्दिदीर्षुरजनमनवरतं मोहपङ्के निमग्नम् आविश्यान्तर्वसिष्ठं बहिरपि कलयन्न शिष्यभावं वितेने यः संवादेन शास्त्रामृत जलधिममुं रामचन्द्रं प्रपद्ये। ओम श्री रामचंद्र परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्री वशिष्ठादिऋषिभ्यो नमः। श्री योग वासिष्ठ महारामायण शास्त्रम तृतीय उत्पत्ति प्रकरणम लीलोपाख्याने लीला जन्मांतर वर्णनं नाम सप्तविंशः सर्गः। So many of Leela's earlier lives were told. So Krishna Vasudeva. So if we see from this time, key 43rd onwards, I am saying. Sorry. ॐ वर्षाण्यष्टौ सुराष्ट्रेषु देवि गोत्वं कृतं मया मोहात् दुर्जनदुष्टाज्ञ बालगोपाललीलया. So, हे देवी मया कृतं, मया गोत्वं कृतं. I was born as a cow, Surastreshu, in the Surashtra Pradesh. How many years you were there as a cow? Varshani Ashtau, 8 years. Where were you? With whom you were? Mohat Durjana Dushta Agnya Bala Gopala Lilaya. Durjana and Dushta and Agnya Bala Gopala. So those Bala Gopalas with their Durjanata, Dushtata, Agnata, they were playing with me, and I was also born because of my Moha Krita Karma and its Phala. Then Vihangya Vairavinyasta Vagura Vipinavanau. Then I was born in the next life as a bird. Then was caught in the snare by the one who catches. But thank God, a Jnani, as he destroys his vasanas, I destroyed that snare, that jala, and I came out. So that being very powerful experience of death and life only, that Pakshi he remembered. May all other being normal, not so important, not so clearly remembered. This much ki मैंने छेदन करके I came out. Then कर्णिका क्रोडशय्यासु विश्रान्तमलिनासः पद्मकुट्मलकोशेषु भुक्तकिञ्जल्कयारः. Then I was born as Brahmara also. Then I was enjoying in those flowers, in those karnikas, and eating those kinjalka, etc., like the Brahmara. So Brahmara Janma, Pakshi Janma, Go Janma, and before that, so many were narrated. Thereafter, भ्रान्तमुत्तुङ्गशृङ्गासु हरिण्याहारिनेत्रया वनस्थलीषु रम्यासु किराताहतमर्मया. Then I was born as a deer, and then is huge mountains as well as trees, etc. I was moving with wonderful eyes of mine along with Uttunga Shrungasu, having my big horns, etc., as a deer. Then Vanastalishu Ramyasu. So Vanastaliyo me, Ramya Vanastaliyo me, I was playing. And as I was playing once, that Kirata looked at me and he has hit me. Then I died. I took another Janma. That body he used for whatever. Every time the Sharira goes into the Bhumi, Panchamahabhuta, and then Jiva goes into the next Sharira as per the Prarabdha. Then Drushtam Nashtasu Dikshvabdhi Kallolairuhyamanaya Matsyambu Kachapat Chode Mogamananatadanam. So Nashtashu Dikshu Drushtam Abdhi Kallolair Uhyamanaya Matsya Ambu Kachapat Shodehe Mogamanana Tadanam. I was born as a fish, had friendship with the tortoise. It was carrying me safe. Then one hunter again, the fisherman hit me. Then somehow I did not get hit by that arrow but fell into the water. So, etc., etc., various things that happened in Matsya Avatara or not Avatara, Matsya Janma, but that was one of my life. So, Brahmadradi Kita Yoni, Matsyadi, the Jalachara Yoni, then Harini Adi, the Pashu Yoni, then Pakshi Yoni, Manushya Yoni, Gandharva Yaksha Yoni, Vidyadhara Sharira, Devata Sharira, all of that Leela got. So the Jiva in. So I, as a Jiva, what is Jiva Bhava? Sense of otherness from Aham Brahmasmi. Abbrahmata, which we are going to study in our next text. As long as Aham Brahmasmi is not realized, something I am, that something is always limited. Therefore, to remove that limitedness and get that completeness, the sankalpas, desires come and keep on doing something or the other. Result, Janma Marana Parampara. So, the Matsya Janma. Then, Pitam Charmanvati Tire Gayantya Madhuraswaram Pulindya Suratanteshu Nalikera Rasasavam. So, born as a, again Kirata Janma, tribal, having the Narikela Rasa, the toddy made after of the third paid, third ke paid se bana hua. And then I was there having good throat, was singing songs with my fiancee, beloved, whoever. तो मस्त पीते हुए गाना गा रही थी. That's what. As a Kirata Yoni. Next one. So Charmanvati Nadi is the one in that stira. Nalikera Rasa Savam Pitam. I was drinking Nalikera Rasa. Then Madhuraswaram Gayantya. I was singing with Madhuraswara. Pulindya Suratanteshu. In those banks of the rivers, I was reveling, enjoying. Next one, Sarasi Sarasalinya Sitkara Madhuraswaram Sarasaha Surataihi Swairam Samantascharu Ranjitaha Talitamala Kunjeshu Tarala Nananetraya Shiva Prekshana Vikshobhaihi Krutam Kantavalokanam. So, in the next life, Sarasa Pakshi, she is born as. Then the Sarasa, the counterpart or the male Sarasa was always there with. Then Sitkara Madhura Sarvam. I was making Madhura Swara, Sitkara Swara. Then Sarasaha Surataihi Swairam Samantaha Charu Ranjitaha. So making him happy, I was also happy. So Tali, Talaped, Tamala, those trees, Kunjeshu, Tarala Anana Netraya with my eyes full of prema, Kshiva Prekshana Vikshobhaihi, those looks of expressing the prema, Krutam Kantavalokanam. I used to look at him, he used to look at me. So that is the only thing in that Pakshi Janma possible. There is no coming to Satsanga and all that. Nahi hoga na? So I was like the Sarasa Pakshi in that life, playing with the Natha, the Sarasaha. Sarasi, Sarasa. So each of these lives are given to us as the combined result of so many karmas, mutual karmas. And like in human, as it happens to various human sharira jivas, that some of them are with thousands of people around, some are all alone. So too in every of the Pashu Pakshi Janma, if the karma phala is like that, those Pakshis or any Janma, they'll be all alone or with the groups. Like in human also, valued, respected or disrespected, insulted because of the karma and its phala, so too in those yonis. As in human life, there are variety of ways by which the death occurs, janma mrityu, so too as the various janmas. The natural death, it can be any of the accidental. So it continues. The jiva in the sharira, depending on karma, keeps on getting those ways of sukha, dukha, janma, marana. Yaad rakh lena. See, as many times we listen to these topics, that clarity starts happening in us, grows in us. So I am a jiva with my jnana, doing sukarma, dushkarma, going to go through various sukha dukkha anubhuti in various shariras in various pradesha, sthala, paristiti, loka. That means no karma done as a karta goes waste without giving karma phala. And the Ishvara's Maya Shakti has all the highly sophisticated computer with AI intelligence, quickly combining the karmas and bringing out the printout as per all the karmas of this jiva. Immediately the jiva should be given a snake sharira. आफ्टर दैट ही कैन बी गिवन ए एलिफेंट शरीर. वो प्रिंट आउट आता रहता है कि कहाँ भेजना है उसको. बट वन थिंग वी शुड नेवर फॉरगेट इज whenever we get manushya sharira, it is coming back to India and earning lot of money and उड़ाओ उसको जाकर in other country as a human sharira. It's a karma yoni. Recognize it. Everything we listen in Shastras, Vedanta, Satsanga is for us. Don't generalize it. Others are coming to class or not, they know it or not. We are listening. So we should understand. Having understood, we should see its consequence in ourselves. Oh, ho, myself, if I am not on the Adhyatmika Marga, if I am the Samsara Marga, knowingly or unknowingly, whatever Sukarma, Dushkarma I do, so the result of it, that so comes to me. Oh, ho. Therefore, let me avoid all Dushkarma first of all. Let me do all Satkarma, Sukarma. That type of thinking, if doesn't happen, you waste all these satsangis. Accordingly, the transformation should happen from Dushkarma to Satkarma, from Satkarma to only परमात्मा रिवीलिंग साधना कर्म. फाइनली हमें धीरे उस तरफ जाना है. फॉर दैट पर्पस ओनली वी आर स्टडिंग. इट्स नॉट अ टाइम पास और एनी story just like woven and told. For only to avoid those type of wrong thoughts only, वशिष्ठ राम संवाद में लीलोपाख्यान में Leela herself revealing her earlier lives to Saraswati Mata. That episode is put here by Valmiki ji. That's what is said by Vasishtha to Rama. Next one, Sarasapakshi is over. Kanakasyanda Sandoha Sundarai Ranga Panjaraihi Swargepsarombujinyasu Toshitaha Surashatpadaha Manikanchana Manikya Muktani Kalpadrumavane Merau Yuna Saharatam Krutam. So Kanaka Syanda Sandoha Sundaraihi Anga Panjaraihi. So with a beautiful Sharira, I was born as an Apsarasa, Swarge Apsaraha, Ambujinya Ashutoshitaha Surasatpadaha. Like I was a Apsarasa as a lotus, was making happy the Devatas as the lotus makes happy the Shatpada, the Brahmara. So that is what. Then Manikanchana Manikya Mukta Nikara Bhutale Kalpadrumavane Merau. So in the Kalpadruma Vana, in the Meru Parvata Shreni, in the Mani and Kanchana Manikya Mukta Nikara Bhutale. In the Bhumandala where full of Mani, Kanchana, Manikya, Mukta are there. There I also Yuna Saharatam Krutam are played with the human, the young people also. So that is how, as an Apsara, some special powers may be given. She will take a form, come onto the earth, play with the human, and then go. That also, as an Apsara, I lived for a good time. That's another Apsarasa Yoni. Then Kallola, and each Yoni, when going through, earlier what happened, not remembered because so much engrossed in living. that karma phala through identity with the upadhi, that there is no subtlety, there is no even hosh also to think about who am I, what was I earlier, etc. So if born as Apsara, busy in that only till the death happens. Then born somewhere else, not known earlier, she was a Devaloka Apsarasa. Like that. Like we also going through this life's prarabdha, through little of knowledge gained, we are doing some purushartha. Other than that, where do we know what we were in the earlier life? ठीक है ना, इस तरह गाड़ी चलती रहती. But she has become a yogini now, Leela, through the sadhana, detached from the entire her own stula sharira and all the outer world. Therefore, she is blessed with this special siddhi reward of knowing all her earlier lives, if not all, 800 of them. Few of them she is putting here. Next, कल्लोलाकुलकच्छासु लसद्गुच्छलतासु च वेलावनगुहास्वब्देः चिरं कूर्मतया स्थितम्. So, kallola akula kachasu lasad gucha latasu cha. So, Samudra is there, the banks of the Samudra, Kichad Kichada. Then there are trees and creepers having the flowers and leaves, Guche Guche means all the bunches of them. There, then Vela Vana Guhasu. In the Vanaguha also, the bushes, Vanaguha means the bushes which are so dense that the place inside appearing to be a guha only. In that I stayed for a good amount of period. As what? Kurmataya sthitam. I was also a tortoise. Kurma avatar, Matsya avatar, Paksha avatar, all avatara Leela has taken, every jiva takes. Then Kurma avatar ho gaya. And then Velavan Guhasu Abdehe Chiram means many, many years I lived. Abdi means some years. Because as a tortoise, it has long life. है ना? Long life and so many anubhutis. Next, Tarattara Tarangasu Dolanam Sarasalinam Chalakshada Patalishu Rajahamsyam Maya Krutam. So, Tarattara Tarangasu, in a beautifully continuously moving taranga, waves of the rivers or the lakes. Then Dolanam Sarasalinam. I was really enjoying the moment there. Then Chalak Chada Patalishu, because of the winds blowing the trees and the branches and secondary branches were moving on that also I was there. So lakes and rivers, the waves of that, so too the wind moving or wind moved branches also I lived for a good amount of time. As what, which avatara you took now, Olila? Rajahamsyam Maya Krutam. Wow, I was a Rajahamsa Pakshi. So Hamsa में भी वहां पर एक श्रेष्ठ अंश है, हमसा राजहंस. So as a Rajahamsa, she was flying from one tree to the other because of the movement of branches, because of the winds, and then maybe to catch its whatever food, it was playing on the waves of those rivers and lakes too. So Tarat Tara Tarangasu Dolanam Sarasalinam Chalachadapatalishu Rajahamsyam Maya Kritam. I lived like Rajahamsa. Then Shalmali-dalalolanam andolana daridratam sumashakasya maya lokya deenam mashakaya sthitam. So the Shalmali Vriksha leaves. So there the mosquitoes in that buzzing sound, they were there. As a Rajahamsa while flying, I looked at them. Somehow a thought came in me that मैं भी मच्छर बन के रहूं. So mashakasya maya alokya deenam mashakaya sthitam. Maybe the tathastu devatas were moving at that time. By mistake, when I did a sankalpa, मुझे मच्छर बनना है, they said tathastu. Next life, I was born as a mosquito also. बाप रे. See the difference. Where is the mosquito Sharira? Now where is Leela Sharira now? But the Jiva is same. But in mosquito, because of the Upadhi, limitations, whatever possible, that alone is done. So too, as a Rajahamsa, only that is done. And as a human, जैसे स्थूल सूक्ष्म उपाधियां हैं वैसे उस जीव का व्यक्तीकरण होता ही रहता है. होप यू आर कैचिंग the Sharira, other than Sharira, Jiva inside, he is doing karma with the Stula Sharira and Sukshma Sharira. Accordingly, Ishwarecha Leela, the different Shariras he is getting. Every Jiva. In at this moment, in your room, wherever you are seated, there may be some hundreds and thousands and lakhs of Jivas. Starting from you up to a small little a group of ants traveling, or maybe a bunch of insects they are there, or whatever. So they're all going through, the jivas going through those phala sukha dukha. Variety hota hai, yaad rakh lena. That's how the 84 lakhs of shariras counted. After the Rajahamsa, the mosquito, after the mosquito, Tarattara Tarangasu चञ्चल चञ्चद्विचग्रचुम्बनैः भ्रान्तं शैलस्रवन्तीषु आ, आ, च जलवञ्जुललीलया. So I became in our next life only a creeper, hanging from a tree into waters of a river, and that river water while flowing, the the waves used to hit me. I was also continuously moving. आप देखते हो ना, कोई पौधा नीचे लटक रहा है पानी में, पानी बहता हुआ लहर से उसको मारता जाता है. सो दैट क्रीपर ऑल्सो इज जीवा ओनली. Here it is proved to us that it has to go through those experiences. Mhm. Karmaphala. तरत्तार तरंगासु चंचद्वीचि अग्र चुंबनैः वीचि अग्र चुंबनैः भ्रांतं शैलस्रवंतीषु जलवंजुल लीलया. So sometimes the waves touch very softly. Sometimes if the waves are very flood type, that it will be of more harsh. So I was going through, and that lata feeling, that feeling, and that was my karma phala. Then what happened? Gandhamadana mandara mandire madanaturaha patitaha padayoh purvam vidyadhara kumarakaha kirna karpura pureshu talpeshu vyasanatura shiram vilulitashmindu bimbeshu iva shashi prabha. So I was born in Gandhamadana Mandara Mandira, in the Gandhamadana Parvata Shreni, all the Mandara Vruksha Samipa. I was there, Madanatura, with all my desire, etc. Then Patitaha Padayo, Madanaturaha Patitaha Padayo Purvam. Vidyadhara Kumaraka means she was born as a Vidyadhara Kumari. Then the Vidyadhara Kumaras, who are Madana Atura, fallen at my feet. So she remembers all. Vidyadhara Kumara asking her to marry or all that. So that was also one life, Vidyadhara Kumarika. Then at that time, so Kirna Karpura Pureshu Talpeshu, filled with the Karpura or the Sugandha Pushpas, Talpas, then Chiram Vilulita Ashmi Indu Bimbe Shiva Shashi Prabha. So I was reveling in all those comforts, but Vyasanathura, I never was free from the Vyasana, the Dukkha, or the Bhaya Adi inside. A wonderful thought it is. Not much to explain, but only to hint at is what somebody may be enjoying variety of comforts, but heart in heart, the Vyasana means Dukkha, Bhaya will always be there. Either of losing that power, losing of the respects, or If any of the mistakes done, that will be known, then I'll be insulted, etc. Or the common fears of the old ages, the diseases, or the death, that vyasana continues as long as ajnana and ajnana janita jiva bhava yukta deha tadatmya is there. So with jnana, when I redeem myself in my wrong identity with Jiva Bhava and Deva Bhava, realize myself to the Brahman, then only there is moksha. आत्मज्ञान के बिना याद रख लेना सारे जीव एक तरफ दिखेंगे इन अ गुड पोजिशन एंड सुख, बट अदर साइड ही इज ऑलवेज दे आर ऑलवेज दुखी ओनली, लाइक यू एंड आई. We have good money, enjoyments, parties सब कर रहे हैं, but the back of the heart again there is always a fear of the old age and all of that, isn't it? Even though those 2 hours in that party you forget, but when you come back home and look in the mirror, by that time all the makeup is gone, then we know ये हो गया. इस तरह I was also a विद्याधर स्त्री, स्त्री जन्म पुरुष जन्म कीट पतंग all. So this is how Leela, if you count, they are around 25 to 30 her past shariras she narrated. योनिष्वनेकविध दुःखशतान्वितासु भ्रान्तं मयोन्न मनसन्न मनाकुलाङ्ग्या संसार्ग दीर्घ सरितः चलया लहर्या दुर्वारवातहरिणी शरणक्रमेण. In this way, yonishu aneka vidha dukkha shata anvitasu. So, aneka yonis having aneka anek hundreds of varieties of dukkha giving yonis bhrantam maya. I went through. Unnamana sanna manakulangya. Unnamana sanna manakulangya with akulata in every sharira, and in that also sometimes as high as Vidyadhara Devata Stri, another time as low as a mosquito also. So samsarga dirgha sarita. This janma marana of me as a jiva continuing, it is samsara dirgha sarita, an endless river flow of samsara. Samsara dirgha sarita chalaya laharya. So you can picturize that the huge river continuously flowing in that wave. Same wave going up and down as it goes on. So this continuous samsara of Narayana, the Janma Marana as a Jiva, as a Lahari, every time I used to get one or the other Sharira. But nowhere I was free from the Bhaya Dukkha, Durvara Vata Harini Sarana Kramena. Hit by the winds of my own ignorance and karma, I, like the wave of the river, continuously flowing in the river of internal samsara. निरंतर चल ही रहा है मेरा संसार. I went on till this life. Now I am here. Thank God, blessed, guided by Mother Saraswati. I am having this jnanam. इति आर्षे वासिष्ठ महारामायणे वाल्मीकिये उत्पत्ति प्रकरणे लीला जन्मांतर वर्णन नाम सप्तविंशः सर्गः. Named Leela Janmantara Varnanam is this 27th Sarga of Leelopakhyanam of 3rd Utpatthi Prakaranam of this glorious Smriti Shastra Yoga Vaashishtha Maharamayam. We have concluded. This is how it ended. In this, the Leela Janmantara Varnam. And before that, so much of the Jnanam was given. So, now, once for all, we are very clear now that the karma phala, number of shariras we go through. Only in the human sharira, by gaining the Atma Jnana, we can free ourselves from all that transmigration. अब देख लो चाहते हैं कि नहीं चाहते. That we want the moksha from this janma marana, or no, I have not understood it, I don't believe in that, I continue like that. Wherever I am, whatever I am, with whatever intelligence or ignorance, I will just do something, get the artha, use that artha to get kama objects, and I indulge in it. Tathastu. Among them, if somebody thinks, yeah, yeah, I understood, I don't want to be born as mosquito, machar and all, I want to just get liberated. Then to such people, chalo aajao, always this, Atma Jnana is there waiting for you, welcome. Gurus are there, Shastras are there, pado and do the sadhana of Antakarana Shuddhi with Shuddha Ekagra Antakarana. Just meditate and go beyond your Upadhi Sadhatmita and realize your own essential self. किसने मना किया भाई आपको? So this is how this most beautiful Sarga revealed to us these sublime things. Thank you. Now we'll enter into the next one. Mhm. What is it? The Sarga number 28. Right? पढ़ लेते हैं आज. It has got some mantras as many as 63. तो 10 मिनट इस पार्ट में चला जाएगा. 5 श्लोकास 6 श्लोकास we will see. So Leelopakhyanam GIRI Varnanam. So the whole GIRI where this Brahmana Graha was there, that Grama Varnanam is done. That is the second part of this Sarga. In the first part, the as if the summary of all the earlier Sargas, Mother Saraswati or Vasishtha tells Sri Ramaji that therefore everything is in the Chidakasha projected only Rama. Rama asks a question. How come they have covered all those distances in such a short span of time? Vaashishtha says the distances and the lokas, all of them are only in the Antakarana Kalpana. Therefore, when one masters it, all the traveling is possible. This is an answer to your question at lower level. At the higher level, the distances and their travels and the lokas there, all of that only because of Chitta Kalpana. In pure Brahman reality, there is no Leela, there is no Saraswati, there is no Raja Padma, nor Vasishtha and Arundhati. All that in the pure Brahman Kalpita only. That is the essence, will be told in the first few shlokas. Om Sri Rama Rama Rame Tirame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tatulyam Rama Nama Varanane. Om Sri Ramachandra Parabrahmane Namaha. Shri Vasishtha Vishwamitra Valmiki Vedavyasa Vamadeva Naradadi योग वासिष्ठ महारामायणादि शास्त्राणाम आचार्येभ्यो नमः. श्री योग वासिष्ठ महारामायण शास्त्रम तृतीय उत्पत्ति प्रकरणम लीलोपाख्याने गिरिग्राम वर्णनं नाम अष्टाविंशतितम सर्गः. श्रीराम उवाच वज्रांगसारात् ब्रह्मांड कुड्यात् निबिडमण्डलात् कोटियोजनसम्पुष्टात् कथं ते निर्गते बले. श्रीवसिष्ठ उवाच क्व ब्रह्माण्डं क्व तद्भित्तिः क्वात्रासौ वज्रसारता किलावश्यं स्थिते देव्यापि देव्यौ अन्तःपुरवराम्बरे. तस्मिन्नेव गिरिग्रामे तस्मिन्नेवालयाम्बरे ब्राह्मणः स वसिष्ठाख्यः आस्वादयति राजताम्. तमेव मण्डपाकाश कोटकं शून्यमात्रकं चतुस्समुद्रपर्यन्तं भूतलं सोऽनुभूतवान्. आकाशात्मनि भूपीठं तस्मिन् तद्राजपत्तनं राजसद्मानुभवति स च साता चाप्यरुन्धति. लीलाभिधाना सा जाता तया च ज्ञप्तिरर्चिता ज्ञप्त्या सह समुल्लङ्घ्य खमाश्चर्यमनोहरम्. गुड. प्रादेशमात्रेण बसे सा तत्रैव गृहोदरे ब्रह्माण्डान्तरमासाद्य गिरिग्रामकमन्दिरे. ब्रह्माण्डात् परिनिर्गत्य स्वगृहे स्थितिमाययौ स्वप्नात् स्वप्नान्तरं प्राप्य यथा तल्पगतः पुमान् प्रतिभामात्रमेवैतत् सर्वमाकाशमात्रकं न ब्रह्माण्डं न संसारो न कुड्यादि न दूरता. स्वचित्तमेव कचति तयोस्तादृङ्मनोहरं वासनामात्रसोल्लेखं क्व ब्रह्माण्डं क्व संस्कृतिः निरावरणमेवेदं ज्ञप्त्याकाशमनन्तकं किञ्चित् स्वचित्तेनोन्नीतं स्पन्दयुक्त्यैव मारुतः चिदाकाशमजं शान्तं सर्वत्रैव हि सर्वदा चित्वा जगदि वा भाति स्वयमेवात्मनात्मनि येन बुद्धं तु तस्यैतत् आकाशादपि शून्यकं न बुद्धं येन तस्यैतत् वज्रसाराचलोपमं गृह एव यथा स्वप्ने नगरं भाति भूसुरं तथैतदसदेवान्तः चिद्धातौ भाति भास्वरं यथा मरौ जलं बुद्धं कटकत्वं च हेमनि असत्सत् इवा भातीदं तथा दृश्यत्वमात्मनि एवमाकथयन्त्यौते ललने ललिताकृते गृहान्निर्ययतुर्बाह्यं चारुचङ्क्रमणक्रमैः अदृश्ये ग्रामलोकेन प्रेक्षमाणे पुरोगिर्यं चुम्बिताकाशकुहरं स्पृष्टादित्यस्य मण्डलं नानावर्णाखिलोत्फुल्ल विचित्रवननिर्मलं नानानिर्जरनिह्राद कूजद्वनविहङ्गमं विचित्रमञ्जरीपुञ्ज पिञ्जराम्बुदमण्डलं स्वभ्रमच्छगुलुच्छाग्र विश्रान्तखगसारसं सारवञ्जुलविस्तार गुप्ताखिलसरित्तटम् आसमाप्तशिलाश्वभ्र लतावर्तनमारुतं पुष्पाग्रपिहिताकाश कोशकुड्यकवारिदं पतद्दीर्घसरित् स्रोतः स्फुरन्मुक्ताकलापकं चलद्वृक्षवनव्यूह वातवेल्लिसरित्तटं नानावनाकुलोपान्त छाया सततशीतलम् अथ ते ललने तत्र तदा ददृशतुः स्वयं तं गिरिग्रामकं व्योम्नः स्वर्गखण्डमिवच्युतं रटत्प्रणालीपटलं पूर्णपुष्करिणीगणं द्विजैः कुचकुचैः कूजथ स्वलीलाश्वभ्रकच्छकं गच्छद्गोवृन्दहुङ्कार करालाखिलकुञ्जकं कुञ्जगुल्मकखण्डाढ्यं सच्छाय घनशाद्वलं दुष्प्रवेशार्ककिरणं दृशन्निहारद्धूसरम् उदग्रमञ्जरीपुञ्ज जटालम्बिशिखान्तरं शिलाकुहरवास्पाल प्रोच्चलन्मुक्तनिर्झरैः स्मारिताचलनिर्धूता क्षीरोदकजलश्रियं फलमाल्यमहाभार भासुरैरजिरद्रुमैः आनीय पुष्पसंभारं तिष्ठद्भिरिव सङ्कुलं तरत्तरङ्गझुङ्कार कारिमारुतकम्पितैः कीर्णपुष्पसमावृष्टं द्रुमैरपि रसाकुलैः अशङ्कितशिलाकूट स्रवदबिन्दुटङ्कृतैः किञ्चित् कृतरवं गुप्तैः अशङ्कैः शङ्कितैः खगैः उत्फाललहरीश्रान्त सीकरास्वादनाकुलैः नद्यामुपरावर्त वृत्तिभिर्विहगैर्वृतम् उत्तालतालविश्रान्त काकालोकनशङ्कितैः बालैः प्रगोपितामीक्षा खण्डं जीर्णस्वभुक्तकैः पुष्पशेखरसंभार वसनग्रामबालकं खर्जूरनिम्बजम्बीर गहनोपान्तशीतलं क्षौमाग्रहस्ताम्बरया मञ्जरीपूर्णकर्णया क्षुत्क्षीणया क्रान्तरथ्यं ग्रामकेटककान्तया सरित्तरङ्गसङ्घट्ट सम्भ्रावाश्रुतसङ्कथं कर्मजाड्यघनत्रास वाञ्छितैकान्तसंस्थितं दधिलिप्तास्य हस्तांसैः स्निग्धपुष्पलताधरैः नग्नैर्गोमयपङ्काङ्कैर्बालैराकुलचत्वरं तीरशाद्वलवल्लीनां दोलान्दोलनकारिभिः तरङ्गैर्वाह्यमानस्य लेखिकाङ्कितसैकतं दधिक्षारघनामोद मत्तमन्धरमक्षिकं कामभुक्तार्थतोद्भाष्प जर्जराबलबालकं गोमयासिक्तवलय करनारीकृतक्रुधं धम्मिल्लवलनाव्यग्र त्रस्तस्त्रीभिः सज्जनं दान्तपुष्पच्छदोत्सन्न पतत्ककुदवायसं गृहरत्यागणद्वार कीर्णक्रूरकुरण्टकं गृहपार्श्वस्थितश्वभ्र कुञ्जैः कुसुमितप्रभैः प्रत्यहं प्रातरागुल्फं गुल्फम् आकीर्णकुसुमाजितं चरच्चमरसारङ्ग जालजङ्गलखण्डकं कुञ्जानि कुञ्जसञ्जात षष्पसुप्तं मृगार्भकम् एकान्तसुप्तवत्सैक कर्णस्पन्दास्तमक्षिकं कोपोच्छिष्टीकृतदधि स्वसृक्किस्पन्दिमक्षिकं समस्तसद्मसङ्क्षीणं मक्षिकाक्षिप्तमक्षिकं फुल्लाशोकद्रुमोद्यान कृतलाक्षिकमन्दिरम् सीगरासारमरुता नित्यार्द्रविकचद्रुमं कदम्बमुकुलप्रोत समस्तच्छादनतृणं प्रतिकृत्तलताफुल्लकेतकोत्करपाण्डुरं वहत्प्रणालपटलीरणद्गुरुगुरारवं वातायनगुहानिर्यत् सौधविश्रान्तवारिदं पूर्णपुष्करणीपङ्क्ति पूर्णराजपृथोत्तरं नीरन्द्रविडबिच्छाया शीतलामलशाद्वलं सर्वशष्पाग्रवारबिन्दु प्रतिबिम्बिततारकम् अनारतपतत्फुल्ल हिमवर्षसितालयं विचित्रमञ्जरी पुष्पपत्रसत्फलपादपं गृहकक्षान्तरालीन मेघसुप्तचिरण्टिकं सौधस्थमेघविद्युद्भिरनादेयप्रदीपकं कन्दरानिलभाङ्कार घनघुङ्गुममण्डपं चरच्चकोरहारीत हरिणीहारिमन्दिरम् उन्निद्रकन्दलोद्वान्त मांसलामोदमन्थरैः मरुद्भिर्मन्दमायातुम् आरब्धैर्लोलपल्लवं लावकालापलीलायाम् आलीनललनागणं कोककोकिलकाकोल कोलाहलसमाकुलं सालतालतमालाब्ज नीलतत्फलमालिनं वल्लीवलयविन्यास विलासवलितद्रुमम् आलोल पल्लवलता वलितायनना सारी आलोलपल्लवलता वलितायनाना उत्फुल्लकन्दलशिलीन्द्रसुगन्धितानां तालीतमाललताण्डव मण्डपानां आरामफुल्लकुसुमद्रुमशीतलानां बिग श्लोकास् साराववारिचलनाकुलगोकुलानाम् आनीलसस्यकुसुमस्थलशोभितानां तीरद्रुमप्रखरगुप्तसरिद्रयाणां नीरन्ध्रपुष्पितलताग्रवितानकानाम् उद्यानकुन्दमकरन्दसुगन्धितानां गन्धान्ध षट्पदकुलान्तरिताम्बुजानां सौन्दर्यतर्जितपुरन्दरमन्दिराणां राजीवराजरसारुणिताम्बराणां ब्रह्मोवहत् गिरिनदीरवघर्घराणां कुन्दावदातचलनद्युतिभासुराणां सौधस्थितोल्लसितफुल्ललतालयानां लीलावलोलकलकण्ठविहङ्गमानाम् उल्लासिकौसुमदलास्तरणस्थयूनां आपादमावलितमाल्यविलासिनीनां सर्वत्र सुन्दर नवाङ्कुरदन्तुराणां शोभोल्लसत्वरलताकुलमार्गणानां सञ्जातकोमललतोत्पलसङ्कुलानां तिष्ठत्पयोधपटसंवलितालयानां निहारहारहरितस्थलविश्रुतानां सौधस्तमेघतडिदा कुलिताङ्गनानां नीलोत्पलोल्लसितसौरभसुन्दराणां हुङ्कारहारिहरितोन्मुखगोकुलानां विस्रब्धमुग्धमृगसारगृहाचिराणाम् उन्नृत्यबर्हिगणसीकरनिर्झराणां सौगन्ध्यमत्तपवनाहतविक्लवानां पप्रौषधि ज्वलनविस्मृतदीपकानां कोलाहलाकुलकुलाय कुलाकुलानां कुल्याकुलाकलकलाश्रुतसङ्कथानां मुक्ताफलप्रकरसुन्दरबिन्दुपात शीताखिलद्रुमलता तृणवल्लवानां लक्ष्मीमनस्तमितपुष्पविकासभाजां शक्नोति कः कलयितुं गिरिमन्दिराणाम् इति आर्षे वासिष्ठमहारामायणे वाल्मीकिये उत्पत्तिप्रकरणे गिरिग्रामवर्णनं नाम अष्टाविंशः सर्गः. अब देखो, not only in your novels and stories and movies that in between the actions or dramas or emotions that a song comes and the whole atmosphere or weather or forests or mountains are shown. In our great the Shastras also, while the Bhuta Advaita Jnanam is given, in between these Varnanas also are there. They have a relaxing effect on the mind, same time revealing to us the sublime real knowledge that in this way, with all these glories and beauties, the entire world, so many are the Maya Kalpita Deshakala Kalana on that Brahman. And they're all temporary, and the abilities we get to enjoy them also are temporary. And behind that so called seen outer beauties and sukhas, comforts at the Upadhi Indriya level, there is always the sense of fear, limitation continues. So, Ishvara Maya, Jiva Avidya, all these are projected and we are caught up in that and suffering. That we must know. We as Jiva, therefore, withdrawing from all that, see the self. The true self, when is seen, all of this is found to be the self only, immanent self. You already realize the transcendental. So you're always reveling in the what do you call birth and deathless Atman. That's called Mukta Sthiti. May all these understandings become doubtlessly clear to us, inspiring us to fully take up this Atmanubhuti Prayatna Sadhana Jivana joyfully, enthusiastically, and with day by day increasing what do you call desire, Shubhecha, to realize the self as early as possible. Isn't it? All the our Shastra, Dhyana, Upasana may it give us this push so that bullseye hitting single pointedly we pursue only Atmanuvati Marga Sadhana, reach out to it. All these are called Shubha Sankalpa, Shubhecha. Other than this, already deluded with the delusion the world projected, seeing the projected world, again doing the Ashubha Sankalpa, again will be caught up in this continuous web of Janma Marana Samsara. Always choice is ours. Today we'll stop here, friends. Tomorrow again we'll continue explaining this. We have chanted this Sarga twice. तो ये पूरा गिरिग्राम वर्णन अद्भुत है पढ़ेंगे कल या थैंक यू सर्वम रामार्पणम ओम पूर्णमदः श्रुतिमात्रे नमः तत्सत् ब्रह्मार्पणम नाउ वी हैव टू डू our Tattvamasi Mahavakya explaining Vakyavritti Shastra. We are left with some 14-15 mantras. Let us study. Come.